He said he needs to back his players. Do they need to sort of remember what came naturally and so mechanically to them before? Because it doesn't feel like we're watching the same team who've won 4 titles in a row.
No, it doesn't. And it feels like, when I look around, their heads are down, and they're the shell of the team that they were or have been previously. It just felt like today there was no urgency. It felt like there was no desperation to go and win. It just felt like there's another loss coming, Kevin De Bruyne was sat on the bench. We didn't see him today. I thought Savinho did well when he came on, but I'm not sure quite what's going on with Kevin De Bruyne. Why you wouldn't bring him on in a match where you're desperately looking for a goal felt strange. And also the games coming up now, they've got those 6 games. Every team at bar Brentford there was in the bottom half of the table. So if they can go on a run, you would imagine it would be now.
But do you agree with Joleon that everyone else in the Premier League now smells blood?
Yeah, well, they're just not. They were unplayable. They were, they were formidable. They were a team that you went into the game, you just almost write it off unless you were one of the big clubs.
They were the team that you had to be at your ultimate best to possibly get a draw. That isn't the case now. Like I said before, when teams were beating City in the past, because they have lost games, they were lucky and City were unfortunate, but that isn't the case now. It's kind of like, oh, you deserve to win this game, and that's kind of where the worrying thing is, because teams aren't lucky to beat Man City.
I think Villa here will have a lot tougher games than what they've just had there against far, you would say, less calibre of opposition. That felt pretty routine today.
And Pep has said that he will go if he can't fix this. Do you think there's more chance that he could resign than actually bring about a revival here?
Yeah, listen, I don't think that is anywhere close to happening. Again, it's new for him, so there's going to be answers to questions he's not had to answer before. He's going to have to look at himself in a different way. But in terms of resigning, he's someone that thrives on the challenge and the kind of way to create new systems, and he'll see this as a challenge. Yes, it'll be a totally different one that he's experiencing and a more difficult one than he's experienced in the past, but I don't think he's anywhere close to thinking about resigning. I think he wants to find a solution for this group of players more than he wants to think, well, I don't have the answers as an individual.
Do you think he stays and turns it around, Peter?
Yeah, I think he stays. I think he leaves when he wants to be quite honest. I don't think there's any indecision, anyone behind the scenes gonna ever think that changing.
I think he's untouchable in that way,
yes.
Isn't he?
Yeah, without doubt. But it's whether or not he wants to, whether or not he sees whether he can turn it around. I know he signed a new contract, but it might be the situation where he feels like it might be best to step aside. But at the moment, listen, the man's a genius.
Yeah.
He's changed the face of football as we know it. Certainly in this country, he's been a breath of fresh air, and he's going through a tough time at the moment.
But a very different test for him.
Very different, yeah, because he's not had that anywhere he's been. The minute he stepped out of being a player, he walked into the Barcelona job and had instant success. Will always be remembered at that club. The same at Bayern and at Manchester City now. So he's one of the greatest we've ever seen, and he's going through a tough time. And you would expect him to turn it around, but it is very different.
Yeah, and what you can say,
to what he's used to.
Yeah, and what you can say about the players and the Pep is that the players they're not responding to what he's asking. They're just not executing. So normally when a manager's under pressure,
why would
just
that
happens.
happen?
The rhythm, the confidence of it. You're seeing people misplace passes and mistakes happening that don't normally happen, and that is a confidence thing, and that comes with a run of bad results and bad performances. But if you're looking at the team, you're not thinking, well, he's not trying. He doesn't respect the manager. Where I think you see that in other clubs.